Пишет, что все запустилось и все идет.
Да, все идет, я это тоже вижу. Окей, let's start, and then ты будешь делать, пожалуйста, сделай запись на всякий случай.
Хорошо, сейчас.
Потому что я не могу начать эфир в этом самом, на YouTube. Okay, so, nevertheless, dear speakers, we will start from 1 minute. We will be in the open space and we start our live broadcasting. Igor, can we start? Write me, please. Okay. So we are in our live broadcasting. Our viewers could see us on YouTube channel and also on the LinkedIn. So, my dear friends, my dear colleagues, I'm really glad to start our webinar, which we would like to, during which we would like to share with you the main ideas about very fashionable, interesting, and modern theme, GPT in the education space of MIL City. Is it opportunity or threat? My name is Veronica Yarnik. I'm international sole leader of the Global UNESCO initiative about MIL, or Media and Literate, Media and Information Literate City. I'm really sorry. I saw as my sole leader is laughing at me. So also I would like to present my wonderful sole leader, Professor Dr. Filipa Chibes-Ortiz from Brasilia. And so we start our webinar. And in this case also, I would like to underline that the theme of our discussion today is ChatGPT in the education space of MIL, Media and Information Literate City. Is it opportunity or threat? So I would like to share with you 2 ideas of our webinar. We would like to discuss today about new opportunities and threats of the different artificial intelligence tools in our professional and common life in media and information literate city. So now I would like to transfer the query to my international sole leader, Dr. Professor Chibes-Ortiz. So Filipa, please start and introduce our webinar.
Thank you so much, dear colleague Veronica Yarnik. It's my pleasure and a real honor to be here with you, and of course with these marvelous speakers and this wonderful to audience. At this moment, we beginning the very important step. We need new ideas, new forms, and new visions about media and information literacy cities. We got a new approach here, and in this new innovative approach, we need artificial intelligence. Of course, artificial intelligence is the main principle of the humanity at this moment, in my opinion. But we need to understanding this approach or this tool, the artificial intelligence. We are here for this. We are here with excellent experts about the team, and of course they have the floor.
Thank you so much. So with great pleasure, I would like to introduce our wonderful speakers. It's our tradition, practically during all our webinars, I told that we have speakers from different towns, different countries, different continents. So it's our tradition. We didn't interrupt it also during this webinar. And with great pleasure, I would like to introduce our speakers. Aytalkin Ashimova from Almaty, Kazakhstan. She is the lecturer in Turan University and in Al-Farabi, Kazakh National University. Also, with great pleasure, I would like to underline that Aytalkin is the editor-in-chief of the Republican Pedagogical Methodological Journal Teacher Resource. And also, I would like to introduce our wonderful speaker, Professor Giovanni Tridente, School of Church Communications, Pontifical University of Santa Croce, Rome. And Filippo, please, our third wonderful speaker.
Of course, I would like to introduce the Professor Dr. Sebastian Nowomiński, PhD, and Director of Training and Promotion in the Public Defender Office of Argentina. He is too a professor and in the National University of La Plata in Argentina. He conducts and directs many projects. I have the pleasure and the honor to work together with him. He is a very, very prominent scientist.
Thank you so much. So we have today Argentina, Brasilia, Kazakhstan, Rome, Italy, also Mongolia, don't forget about me, Ulaanbaatar. So, dear Sebastian, please start your presentation, your ideas, and your thoughts about the artificial intelligence in media and information literate cities, opportunities or threats.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Thank you, my dear friend Felipe. I start quickly because we have 10 minutes to start the presentation. After this, it's very interesting to talk about this, to discuss, and to develop new ideas. My presentation is Artificial Intelligence, the great challenge for the media literacy. This is the most important topic. For introduce these ideas, artificial intelligence poses ethical, philosophical, pedagogical, and security challenge. This is moment, Felipe says something like this. This is moment in the humanity very important, and we have a lot of challenge, a lot of different challenge. I don't speak about all of them. We need to know artificial intelligence. It's a current topic of a global interest now. The impact of AI, media literacy, and mill cities is the special topic of our conversation. I need to start with ChatGPT. No, the problem with ChatGPT, we hear a lot about this new platform, but the first problem with ChatGPT, it's not ethical problem, it's not philosophical problem or ethical problem, it's the problem about the data, because the ChatGPT, the platform has generates concern around the world. This platform, the first countries, France, Italy, Russia, and China, have disabled it because the data inside this platform are in risk. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, acknowledged a huge leak of user data in the first days of the explosion of ChatGPT. You know, the data now, it's not problem just about security, just about privacy. The problem with the data, it's money now, because the data are one of the most important commodities in the world. And the discussion, it's interesting because we start to discuss this problem about ChatGPT, not in the theoretical or philosophical. We start with the data, and the data are the money. This is the first floor for my exposition. After this, we start to see letter, no, the letter about the risk of AI. Personality from around the world have seen a letter warning about the general risk of AI. Elon Musk, Yuval Noah Harari, a lot of very important scientists or I don't know, people very important of the world say the AI can, the AI can transform the society, but also poses a significant threat to privacy, security, and economic stability. The letter called for suspending training of AI system more powerful than ChatGPT-4 for at least 6 months. It doesn't happen, but it's not problem. But this is the second floor, no? The letter, he appears in a webpage from the Future of Life Institute. The Future of Life Institute is an organization focuses on technological risk to humanity that promote the letter. Once AI system can design smarter system themselves, we may reach an intelligent explosion which could eradicate poverty. This is very interesting. They say this, the AI can eradicate poverty or war, but they say also eradicate us. This is the most important thing. They give us just a little of creepy moment when we start to see the letter and the information about all the problem in artificial intelligence. I need to put focus in Latin America. This is my space in the world, Dan Felipe too. In Latin America, in Montevideo, 400 people do the creation of AI. Academic, I signed it in Montevideo, the problem of the AI in our region. AI can lead to economic and social inequalities and can exacerbate existing gap between countries and regions. And this is two very important things. AI can be used for a control and repression, posing a threat to freedom of expression and democracy. This is one of the most important parts of the letters of Montevideo, of Latin America. But Latin America have very big inequalities, many activities. This is the second point, no, in America Latina. The second point is the people. Many activities that until now were developed by people will disappear, but new opportunities for tasks will appear that today we may not even be able to imagine. It's true. Any transformation of the labor market must give priority to the problem of unemployment and precariousness with proactive and effective measures. Latin America is the most unequal region on the planet, and this is important to know, because if we start to transform the world of the world implied by the integration of AI into the production process may exacerbate existing inequality in the region. Proactive and effective measures need to be taken to address the problem of the unemployment and precariousness in America Latina, because we can think very easy, very quickly, if new employees gonna appear and all employees gonna disappear, in which region of the world gonna happen this? And this is very important for develop the impact of artificial intelligence in the world, but not just in all the world. We need to start to think the different of the impact for this technology in different countries, in different regions, in different cities, because we need to talk about this too with cities. Now, how the artificial intelligence is affecting the education and what is means for the future. No, we need to talk in this conversation about education, about media and information literacy, but to talk about this, I need to introduce a general perspective around the world, in Latin America, now in education. AI affects education and its impact in multiple fields: curriculum, didactics, evaluation, and all other things. the role of the knowledge, its relevance today in the classroom, what we need to learn, to teach in the class. We can ask for ChatGPT a lot of things. What we need to do inside the class now with our student, this is now very important question. It's a many case element, but perhaps one of the most relevant is media literacy. Now we start to talk about media and information literacy. Here we can see a lot of pictures. We can see the Pope, we can see Gandhi, we can see the ex-president of the United States, even Jesus Christ. This is all synthetic media, and we need to start to speak about synthetic media if we start to speak about media and information literacy and artificial intelligence. What is media and synthetic media? Any format of digital content created or modified by algorithms, especially through artificial intelligence. It includes image, audio, and speech synthesis, and will as music and natural language generation. The real innovation here, this is very important, the real innovation, it's that media content goes from physical to completely digital. When we, I don't know, take a picture, it's part of the reality. When we start to do something with the cell phone, I don't know, video, it's part of the reality, physical reality. Synthetic media, it's 100% digital process, and we can see different things, and the things are not real. This Pope, it's not real. This Jesus, not real, even to Gandhi. Urgent need to check and contrast the information and the importance of the new skills, taking the implication of the synthetic media in democracy and the relationship between communication, human rights, is the new challenge of the media literacy. Why is media and information literacy important in the age of AI, and how can it help take on the challenge? I think it's one of the parts of this conversation. Emphasis on Mill's rule in addressing the challenge of AI and synthetic media, identify the key skills required for Mill in the AI area, including verification, contrast, and evaluation of information. I know 1 minute and I finish. Take the importance of Mill to ensure a freedom and democracy society. I see the face, Veronica, and I understand just, I think, 2 slides very quickly. And I finish. The age of artificial intelligence and Mill cities, because I need to talk just 13 seconds about this.
Don't worry, Sebastian. You got time. You got time.
Thank you. Thank you. It is key to train citizens at the local level on these issues. It is essential to promote cities where we can analyze reality from a close point of view. We need to empower Mill cities to counter to advance of disinformation and hate speech that artificial intelligence and synthetic media are promoting today. This is very important because it's a global problem. It's very important to discuss about this in the regions and all, but we need to work with this in the floor of the city, because we know the people in the city. We can construct the information in the city, in the Mill cities. I think it's the step very important to do public policies, important public policies. I work with Felipe about this, to do public policies in this floor in Mill cities. And to finish, a very short example, we work with Felipe to analyze with artificial intelligence about 15 skills and 6 values of UNESCO meal curriculum with teachers from Argentina. We research about this. We investigate the degree of maturity of the meal in educators, survey how this happens in the local level and in the cities. And we use with the Dr. Efraín Pantaleón from Brazil too, algorithm to analyze the results. We start to research with this perspective the maturity of the meal in the teachers in Argentina. It's a very little example to a lot of things in this very important topic about artificial intelligence and Meal City. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry about the time, Veronica and Felipe.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so now I suggest to Professor Giovanni Tridente, and his theme of the discussion is the centrality of the individual in the face of technological innovation. Just a moment, please. I share the presentation for him. Hope that you see it. Okay. So hope that we will see this presentation. I would like to, yes, okay. So in this way, Giovanni, please, let's start.
Welcome everyone, and thank you for the invitation, Veronica, Felipe. And I will give my short speech in Spanish, which is also an international language, I think. Thank you, Felipe, for the translation.
Don't worry, it's my pleasure.
Thank you. About this, en este acontecimiento históricamente importante, asistimos a dos dinámicas, yo creo, que se repiten cíclicamente. Una es el optimismo excesivo, que quiere anular cualquier posible coste social, bajo el mantra que todo irá bien. La otra dinámica es el pesimismo incauto, que corre riesgo de trivializar la cuestión hasta convertirla en un no al desarrollo, ¿no? Esas son las dos dinámicas.
There are, I can translate now.
Yes.
I can translate. Oh, thank you. We got two dynamics. In the first moment, in the first time, we have enthusiasm because we have been granted the freedom to use artificial intelligence and firsthand and in reflection through the bias we use of ourselves together with the potential capacity to understand to how it works. But we got another point or another hand. We have here concern since our natural intelligence do not have a clear impact and consequence that this super technological world or innovation will have on our life, both in the short and long term.
Yes. En este sentido, yo propongo una tercera vía, es decir, un sano realismo que no se deja desalumbrar por la ilusión desproporcionada, pero también no se deja llevar por el pánico irresponsable. Y entonces, como pongo allí en la slide, el sano realismo yo lo articulo en tres grandes actitudes, que serían conocimiento, que sería creatividad y responsabilidad. Y vamos a ver cada una que entiendo.
Well, let me translate. I tried. We need a free a solution, or we need the third way. I propose a third way. This is a sane realism which does not let itself be, does let by a disproportionate illusion, relegating the whole subject to something playful and harmless, innovative and event-shaped, hiding the octopus from the possible consequence under carpet, but never it allowed the carried away by the irresponsible panic that caused a kind of abstentionism with respect to the historical stage that humanity is experiencing and the contribution that each one is called to make, so that each evolution is truly favorable to man and in all areas. Machines, thus it must not be forgotten, are precisely the fruit of human ingenuity, and the more sophisticated they are, show better the sophisticated intellectual level achieved by their inventor and developer. These three points are knowledge, creativity, and
responsibility. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead, please.
Yes, the first knowledge, conocimientos, es decir, redescubrir, ejercitar el gusto por el conocimiento. En un entorno educativo es claro como una tautología, pero a menudo, al menos en el contexto como lo que estamos viviendo, nos damos cuenta del poder de este enfoque sobre el conocimiento. Cuando hablo de conocimiento, entiendo que es saber, tener un conocimiento exacto de lo que nos está ocurriendo, de la evolución que estamos experimentando, de las oportunidades que esto ofrece, de cómo funcionan estas innovadoras máquinas, cómo influyen en nuestros días, cómo ayudan a desarrollar nuestras pasiones, cómo ponen en peligro también nuestra libertad, pero cómo fomentan también las relaciones y nuestra naturaleza social. Es decir, ponerse al día de lo que nos está pasando, conocerlo.
Well, the translation is very important point, the knowledge, of course. Therefore, to know, to have an exact knowledge, what is happening to us with evolution, and we are experiencing how this innovative machine works, how to influence our days, how to help develop our patience, how to improve intellectuality, morally, in skills, how to present us better to ourselves, how to develop our invention, how to improve our free time, how, in a sense, they can make more complete, integral, unique ones.
Claro, una vez que me sitúo en el mundo que me rodea y comprendo esta dinámica, la mejor manera de participar al progreso es ejercer la creatividad. La creatividad es una virtud, una capacidad de crear experiencias vitales a través de la imaginación, a través de ideas, deseos, promesas. Frente a la inteligencia artificial, estamos llamados a interrelacionarnos con ese espíritu creativo, extrayendo de las tecnologías lo mejor que nos mejores, lo útil que satisfaga nuestras necesidades y lo máximo que aumente nuestros beneficios.
Exactly. The front with this reality, we need creativity. Creativity is a tool and situate myself in the world around me and understand these dynamics. The best way to participate in its progress is to be creative. Creativity is very often a virtue, but is too an ability to creative vital experience through imagination and desires, ideas, utopics, promise, hopes. face it with artificial intelligence, we are called to interrelate with this creative spirit, extracting from technologies the best of all, the best that's improve of us, and how ourselves it meets our needs. Is in this approach is very important to understanding the situation, the actual situation. With creativity, we can exercise our human qualities, our natural intellect, develop our ability to find solutions, to innovate, to be truly original.
Por último, la tercera actitud es la responsabilidad. No podemos permanecer pasivos ante el desarrollo tecnológico porque tenemos la obligación moral de implicarnos. Es una implicación moral tomar la iniciativa y decirnos honestamente qué es necesario y qué no lo es por nuestro propio bien y por nuestro futuro. La responsabilidad será también, en última instancia, construir máquinas que no pueden ir más allá de un cierto límite, porque más allá podría producirse algo que destruye nuestra humanidad, sin pesimismo, pero con sano realismo, y confirmando que en el centro tiene que estar la persona.
Well, finally, the third attitude is the responsibility, the last one. We cannot remain passive in the face of technological development, but we have a moral obligation to get involved, to take the initiative, and to tell ourselves honestly what is necessary and what is not for our own good and for our future. Responsibility will also ultimately build machines that cannot go beyond a certain limit, because beyond that state, the destruction of humanity will take place without pessimism, but with reality, realism, and confirming the person in the center. The person in the center is the main idea in this point.
Yes. Seguramente tendremos que cambiar nuestros hábitos, experimentar nuevos métodos pedagógicos, nuevas formas de evaluar, como se decía, por no podremos hacerlo sin perfeccionar la única calidad que realmente nos distingue de las máquinas: aprender a hacer buenas preguntas.
Excellent. The last point about this presentation is about the taking these free attitudes to the field of education. It may not make sense to deny the use of GPT or GPT chat or other technological tool. We need to for this instrument for our students. Instead, it makes much more sense to learn, to understand, and make people understand how this technology or knowledge works, how we can use to improve our performance, but be the teacher with innovative teaching that also includes a different assessment model, and by the student with alternative or integrative learning methods from the current one's creativity. But it's very important in this approach, in this presentation, to talk about we need to learn to ask. It's very important in this with the interaction with the technology, the questions, good questions to prove the knowledge.
Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure, dear Professor Giovanni Trident. Let's go.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes,
please.
yes.
Please, Veronica.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so. Grazie mille, Professor Giovanni. So in this way, also I would like to underline that Professor Giovanni Tridente is the author of the book Digital Soul, The Church to the Test of Artificial Intelligence. I hope that I made the right translation from Italian to to English. And now I would like to hand over the floor to our wonderful Aytalkin Ashimova from Kazakhstan. I would like to also to remind that she is the lecturer from two universities, Turan University and Al-Farabi Kazakh National University. And the theme on which she would like to share with us the ideas and the thoughts is the ethical aspects of the use of ChatGPT for teaching data journalism at master degrees. So as I understand, now we have the real practice. I don't know about the best practices, but we have the real practice. So please, please start.
Hello.
Yes.
Let me start. Thank you for this opportunity to be part of this webinar, and it is so wonderful that what I want to talk about today is directly related to the last points of usage of ChatGPT in the classrooms that were talked about by the Professor Giovanni. So, as a lecturer at the two different faculties of journalism in two universities, I can say that introduction of ChatGPT had a great impact on educational in general, but it was met by, but it had even greater impact for the profession of journalism and as the faculties of journalism. Yes, because as a place where our main job is to teach students how to formulate their ideas and how to articulate their opinions in writing. As a profession, the introduction of these new technologies and especially ChatGPT was viewed by some students a little bit as a big challenge and as a fear, because there were questions like, what if ChatGPT will be better writers than us and better journalists than us? And what we are trying to do right now is to introduce these new technologies and the new practices of using ChatGPT in writing. And what we want to, the main idea that we want to introduce is that technology is not going anywhere. It's going here. It is here to stay, and we cannot stop it, or we cannot even fight with it. So the best way is to learn to use it. Here, I would like to share some examples of work of our students. Yes, I hope you can see my. Here are some examples of our master's students who are studying at the specialty of data journalism. So during the seminar classes, Gulmira Sultanbayeva, who unfortunately could not be the part of our webinar today, what did they do is they chose the picture. It is a squirrel from our park, from our campus, and they decided on the keywords together. And then they asked ChatGPT to write short stories based on the pictures and based on the keywords that they have. Here we have keywords and what they want to write, and this is just some short examples. Here we see 3 different examples of students asking to write a story. Interestingly, every time the wording is a little bit different, and they saw that the stories were a little bit different. Here, one of our students asked, even got limitations, yes, no more than 150 words, and ChatGPT showed them 120 words. And in the end, one of our students asked, what, in your opinion, yes, what is the advantage of AI technologies in writing stories? And they had a very detailed answer. That is some examples of how they're already using these new applications in daily life, in school projects. Then they usually try to write very short essays and to make them better. What they do is they have the general ideas, and then they ask to write the story, and then they work on the editing. And by general consensus, our students think that it really helps them to formulate their ideas better and to save time, which is in the profession of journalism is a great advantage. Here, I also want to share some of the pictures from Dream Studios they were working on. They also tried to generate some images. Another thing that I would also like to share my ideas of how I am planning to use ChatGPT in my classes. Next semester, I'm going to teach the class named Media Rhetoric. And what I'm planning to do is during our practical seminar hours, I want to give them the ideas and topics and make them write the essays themselves, yes, on pen and paper. Then I want them to give the same assignment to ChatGPT. And then I want them to contrast and compare their writing and ChatGPT writing. I did it myself once, and what we saw is, of course, in opinion of my students, sometimes what ChatGPT does, they formulate some ideas better, and the style, especially academic style, is much more slicker when ChatGPT does it. But still, what students see is first, ideas are most important, and some of my students have interesting points of view and unique ideas during the classes, and that is something like and seeing this and comparing these two examples, so they view human originality, and they come to see that it is not a discussion between what is better, humans and machines, but how they can work together. But still, as one of my students said, it cannot write if I do not give it ideas or assignments. So right now, the advantage is on our side. Another example that I would like to talk about is, as a younger, yes, and more technologically savvy member of our faculty, there are lots of teachers other teachers, my colleagues, older colleagues, they asked me to give them examples and some advice of how to use ChatGPT and image generation apps, especially Midjourney. They asked me like where in the internet they can go and how to use applications or how to download the applications. And some of my colleagues say that it's very difficult to keep up because as we see, the process is speeding up very fast. And I think there is a discussion, there should be a discussion about everybody talk about digital divide between different regions, yes, in a country or maybe between different countries. But what, as an educator myself, I'm experiencing right now is there is a clear digital divide there is a generational digital divide in the faculty settings. Yes, we have younger educators who are embracing and already using these new technologies, and we also have some faculty members who are only learning about it now and struggling to learn and to apply these new technologies in classroom settings. So, so I feel like there might be some situation in the future where our students will be more technologically savvy and will have more practical knowledge about lots of technological aspects of ChatGPT, and there will be, of course, many more applications as ChatGPT in the future where we will not be able to access it. Yes, as teachers, I think will have to ask our students to teach us how to use these new applications and technologies. So that is all. I'm trying to save time, so we have more time for discussion. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, dear Etelkin. I'm sorry. So, but nevertheless, I would like to summarize these three wonderful speech about the artificial intelligence and the chat GPT, as a sample of such tool. As a host of Meal Talk, or Meal Talk host, by the way, I also prepared for our webinar, and also I would like to say the following, that I found the following things. So first of all, I would like to say that my colleagues from the Pontifical University of Holy Cross during the and during the some webinars and the course about the corporate communication of the church organizations. So they told that now we live in on life space, as online and offline together. So now it's practically impossible to find the boundaries between our online and offline situation. So I adore Lewis Carroll and his wonderful book, The Alice in the Wonderland. And I would like to repeat you that we have the Cheshire Cat who told that I'm not crazy. Simply, we have different reality with you. So we have the different reality with our students, with the citizens of media and information literate city. We simply live now in one reality, which is online and offline. And now we must understand also that our cities or our urban space, it's also the space of offline, of on life. It's necessary to remember. Also, I try to find the material. So only the last thing during the last week, we had the CNBC International reportage about the chat GPT with the Chinese characteristics. Also, we have, last week, we have the official report of the Council of Europe about the artificial intelligence and the report how we use it on the European space. Also, we have the report about the standards of artificial intelligence. It's the index report 2023, 2 weeks ago. So you see, practically, we have very fashionable, very interesting, from one side, very useful, from another hand, very provocative, by the way, too, which we named as Chat GPT. I would like to underline that in Giovanni's speech, he underlined the following, that we have on the one hand, we have too much optimism about all these tools. But on the other hand, we have the threat and risks about using this tool. So also the second thing which I would like to underline also, it's about the knowledge. Sebastian told about knowledge, Giovanni told about knowledge, Etelkin also told about knowledge. So in this way, maybe really start from the knowledge, but then it's necessary to remember that we have, except knowledge, we have also habit and skills. So in this way, it's necessary to understand how our citizens in our media and information literate cities could live with these two. It will be absolutely. There is no doubt that we will have such tools, maybe not ChatGPT, but the tools of artificial intelligence, I'm absolutely sure that we will discuss the best practices practically in this autumn. So in this way, in the summarizing of the first part, I would like to hand over the floor to Felipe as a MealTalk host, and let's discuss questions. With two questions which are very important, and seems to me that they could focus us on the different
Thank
sides
you.
of the
Oh,
chat
sorry.
GPT. So please.
Yes, sorry, dear Veronica. Yes, we got two questions for all speakers and to audience too. The questions are: what are the threats and opportunities that AI provokes within the framework of mile cities? Agree. The second question: how will you apply the concept of media and information literacy cities or mile cities in conjunction or integration with the artificial intelligence tool, and specifically with ChatGPT in the practice? Well, these two questions are in the direction to the practice. These concepts, these tools, these important challenge, but we need the practice, and we need your vision about these two questions in the practice. Well, you got the floor. Who is the first? Sebastian, you are the first.
Okay, Felipe, thank you. I try to answer something. It's very interesting for me listen to Giovanni talk about just a little the idea of apocalypse or integrated. No, it's from Italy. This is the idea for all the world, and it's very interesting because I think this is the focus. I think this is the focus. We need to take these tools. We need to build the world with these tools, because if not, someone build the world for us. And if we didn't put the hands inside these topics or this problem, it's very difficult, because now all the big companies of the world build a new world, and it's very important to be there to discuss this, to I don't know, to develop new tools to do with these technologies better the humanity, better new human rights, better equality. If not, it's not problem the market for me, but if not, all these tools develop the markets and go to the market, and it's good. But if other people didn't put hands with this, I know this is just a little creepy movie, the future. I think we need to start to discuss this topic, and I think the mill cities. I talk about this. The mill cities. It's very important perspective to build in this floor public politics, because we need discussed all the problem, all the challenge of the humanity, because it's not problem from the east, of the west, of the, I don't know, Latin America or Asia or Europe or United States. This is humanity's problem, but we need to put focus in the floor of the cities, because there the people can discuss, the people can see the face, no, the people can start to do things together inside the schools, I don't know, inside the social spaces, I think the perspective of mill cities gives answers for this challenge, not just technical response. Give a focus, because now it's very difficult to put focus. Where is the focus about artificial intelligence? Who knows? He can, I don't know, finish the humanity, or he can save the humanity. Who knows? But put focus and start to put limits about this problem. It's very important, and if we can put these limits, the second step is do things. And I think now the challenge is start to put the hands in this problem and do. We start research with Felipe. We start to do a course with 2,000 professors in Argentina, and we start to discuss, but we need to start to do. I think this is my most important idea now, because if not, the world gonna do other people, and it's not our world.
Thank you, Sebastian. Thank you so much. Well, I want to listen to the other speakers.
Okay.
Please
I can answer the first question about the threats and opportunities for mere cities. No, I think that I am in according with Sebastian. This is the question: public policies, and then the need to discuss, no, about the question, like us for in this moment, no. But considering a mere city, the theme is a literacy approach, no, a critical and responsible approach to technology, no. So, what is the opportunities from artificial intelligence? The possibility to analyzing large quantities of data, Sebastian told, no, but this is necessary for and to identify the patterns, trends, by offering information, knowledge to decision makers, to teachers, to research and students, no? And another opportunity is to create a personalized learning, no? For a solution that improving effectiveness, no? This is the opportunities, but there are also risks, no? The risk is, for example, the polarization of opinion and of information. And another risk about the data is the privacy and security. Because around this theme, an important approach is the market, is economic. So economic, we are data, our privacy, it's not gratis, no? What is solutions? Appropriate regulation. I am in accord another time with Sebastian. An appropriate regulation, but involvement all, teachers, researchers, students, local communities, no? Because it's important planning and evaluation, the impact of a new technology. So the mill city approach is good, it's necessary, because oriented to literacy, and because is oriented to involve experts in an interdisciplinary manner. This is.
Thank you so much, Professor. Let's continue with our last speaker. You got the floor.
Thank you. I would like to talk a little bit about more about threats to mill cities, because there's two things that there's one thing that I would like to derive my example from. During COVID pandemic, when all the education, so schools and universities, where we had to, in a very short time, everybody had to switch and transfer to online mode. Yes, what we saw in Kazakhstan was the big digital divide between the different regions, between cities and rural areas. So the students who were studying and living in cities, they they transferred to online education more or less smoothly. Of course, there were some problems, but they were not on technological side. And in rural areas, there were many problems. The students had to endure bad connection to internet, bad connection to cellular data, and most of them did not have tablets or personal computers, and they had to mostly rely on mobile phones. And at that same time, the mobile phones were sold very quickly, and lots of families had to spend additional money on this technology. And one of the threats of this introduction of ChatGPT and other AI applications is that there might be a situation where we can see again the technological and digital divide between rural and city areas, where in cities students and educators who have this direct access to technologies will start using these technologies more faster, and for them transition might be faster, yes, but again in the same and in the rural areas they might see some challenges because they still have these same problems that they endured during COVID-19. They still there's still lack of tablets and other devices, and in the just internet connection. Yes, without internet connection, we would not be able to even have this webinar. Another threat to new cities is the language divide. Right now, yes, the working language of our webinar is English, and the problem might be that in Kazakhstan, we have Kazakh speakers and Russian speakers, and most of the people we speak both languages. For example, me, I speak Kazakh and Russian, and I teach in both languages. But again, in rural areas, we have more people who speak only Kazakh language. And we know that ChatGPT and other such technologies are English based on English language, and English language always will be developed faster than the smaller languages like Kazakh language, which is not international language. And right now, Gulmira Sekpaevna, for example, she's working on the proposal of developing ChatGPT in Kazakh language, but because there is less data to train these algorithms, we will see the difference in quality of writing and quality of service of these AI applications. And in the future, or even now, we will see that unless people will speak very high level of English, they will not be able to use the new technologies and new opportunities. And again, we will meet with rural and language divides, maybe even in the same regions. And I see it as one of the main threats. And what we need to, and the solution is not very easy, because we are, as a country, we are trying to introduce more English classes, and we are pro education, but there will be always a lag, and I think this situation is not unique to Kazakhstan. I think that this situation it's very similar to many developing economies like ours. Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear professor. Of course, your words are very inspiring to us. Let me share some ideas, some words about your presentation of my colleagues. In my first idea is we got here a very complex dynamics. We got here, in my opinion, too, the artificial intelligence on the mid cities are opportunity and triads in the same time. The technologies, the technology at the moment, and the technology and technological companies are in the front now, in the beginning of the debates. But we need other stakeholders in this discussion. I recently have the opportunity to participate in the Internet for Trust conference at the conference at the UNESCO headquarters in Paris. And this we got in this place different voices, and we need these different voices to understanding the reality, the actual reality. It's necessary to say that there are other artificial intelligence in addition to ChatGPT, such as ToonApe, Soundrap, Kelber, Flicky, Animate AI, and others. There are varieties or diversities in the artificial intelligence. This point is important too. Ray Kurzweil talks about the moment of singularity that will happen in 2030, when machines and human beings are unit definitively. This moment is anticipated. This moment is now, in my opinion. We have on the hand, one hand, a philosophical and scientific posture, attitude, like post-humanist that wants or that talk about the dangers of using AI, and on another hand, we have the transhumanist stance or position that defends the free market and use of AI by companies, persons, whatever, without any regulation. We have on the in this position very, in my opinion, a real danger. We need the regulations. In the speech of my colleagues, everybody talks about the regulation. We need the regulation. In the real space or in the physical space, geographical space, we have regulations. We need in the internet, in the web ecosystems, we need the regulation. And to the construction, to build this regulation, we need the opinions of 5 agents of the innovation of mill cities. We need the opinion of educators. We need the opinion of policymakers. We need the opinion of the artists, of course. We need the opinion of the enterprise, of course, too. But we need the opinion to the simple citizen. We need the opinion to the person in the base. We have this necessity. We have to, in other hand, in the practice, to build this attitude. It's not a theoretical attitude. We need this in the practice. Everyone to participate. We need, in my opinion, the creation, research centers about this. We are creating, for example, in the University of São Paulo, the International Center for Innovation and Development of Mill Cities from the perspective of UNESCO. And this is a practice, a union of mill cities, new technologies, and like ChatGPT, and the people, the person, the humankind needs this mix, this mix of diverse factors. We need to start to doing research and practical application with AI, such as this mentioned here. I like to say about the research for the professor, the practice research for the professors Sebastian Novominsky and Efraim Pantaleon and me about this. We need we do this research with the public defender of Argentina and UNESCO. And in this research, we managed to raise the competence profiles of teachers according to the UNESCO curriculum published in 2022 using AI. This work allowed us to suggest educational policies for cities in Argentina and Latin America in general. What is my concern? Yeah.
Time.
Yes. Okay. I finish now. What is my concern? We need the AI in the practice with the mil UNESCO's vision and mil cities vision. Thank you so much. Sorry for my delay, please.
Felipe, of course, you're milk to host, but we have our speakers also. Yes, I switch off my microphone under the emotions, Felipe. Okay, so am I right that we discussed everything which we would like? Okay, so in this case, I would like to summarize all our work today, and I would like to say the following. First of all, it seems to us with Felipe that it's necessary to make the series of webinars about not only ChatGPT, but also about the opportunities of media and information literate cities and such tools of the artificial intelligence. Is the first thing, because we have today not the same 3 points of view about the role of artificial intelligence, problems with artificial intelligence, but also, of course, opportunities, also the bonuses and benefits of working with it. So in this case, I would like to remember 1, 2, 3, 4 things which we discussed today from one side, but also it's about the role of new tools and of course artificial intelligence in the development of our media urban space. First of all, I understand very well that such science fiction authors as Isaac Asimov and Robert Sheckley, who wrote last centuries, by the way, so in the middle of the last century, they wrote about future. But Isaac Asimov was not only the science fiction author, he is also the very famous historian, by the way, but they wrote about future. My congratulations to us, guys. We have our future just now. It's our nowadays, practically. It's the first. The second, practically all of you talked about regulations, and it seems to me that it's very important work with the city halls, because it's necessary not also to regulate on the national level, not only inside the domestic level, but it seems to me also that there must be very wide discussion between experts, between practices, between the educators. During this discussion, it seems to me that we can find the not right way. It seems to me that now, unfortunately, we have no right way, we have no wrong way. So we are between these two definitions. And in this case, it seems to me that these tools which we discussed today, artificial intelligence, okay, also the ChatGPT, it's about the without any wrong way or right way, or maybe as our as Giovanni told, and as Sebastian told, as also um, Italkin told, we spoke about ethics and about the ethical approach to this ChatGPT. Also, I would like to remember, and I would like to repeat the definition of our Italian colleagues about their own life now, and so we live in this reality. And it's necessary to understand also how we can work with city halls and with social significant organizations as churches, universities, schools, something else, because I'm absolutely sure, and I would like to repeat it, that city halls, university campus, also the local communities, church communities and other. So they are the hub, the information hubs and education hub with very different information and learning flows. So in this way, it seems to me that we can use it when we create the urban media space with the using of these artificial intelligence tools. And okay, no, so these 4 things which I would like to underline our work today. So maybe somebody would like to tell something else. Okay, nobody. Okay, so in this way, I would like to introduce again our wonderful speakers, and I would like to say many things, or many thanks to Aytel Nashimova, the lecturers of Turan University and Al-Farabi Kazakh National University, and also she is the editor-in-chief of the Republican Methodological Journal Teacher Resource. I would like to say many thanks to Professor Giovanni Tridente, School of Church Communications, Pontifical University of Holy Cross, Italy. And of course, I would like to say many thanks to Sebastian Novomirsky, who is doctor and also professor and researcher from La Plata University. Am I right? I'm without spoiler, I'm sorry. So from Argentina. And I would like to say again that we have so shared team. We work just now from Mongolia, from Brasilia, from Argentina, from Kazakhstan, from Italy. And we work and we discuss the media and information literate cities, which is very good approach and of course very potential UNESCO global approach to the developing of media space or urban media space. So in this way, I can say again that all which we discussed today and everything which we discussed today, so we discussed the different actors and actors from the urban media space. We try to see on the very fashionable, interesting, profitable, and modern problem about ChatGPT. And I'm absolutely sure that in the discussion, we try to find the right way. No, okay, right way in the developing of this chat. Thank you so much for all. Thank you very much for our technical support. We had some problems at the beginning, yes, but nevertheless we had the translation on LinkedIn. We had the translation or the broadcasting, sorry, on YouTube, and of course we put all the recorder to LinkedIn and YouTube as usually. Thank you so much for all, and so now we would like to announce the series of our webinars. And now I would like to say many thanks to our wonderful speaker and for my wonderful leader of the Global UNESCO Initiative of the Development of New City Network. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, dear Veronica. Thank you so much to all. Thank you so much to a beautiful audience. Of course, we got more. In other time, we got more. More. Thank you so much.
Yes, so it's the end of the day. It's practically 2 a.m. in Mongolia, I would like to say. So, and